Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome back to Hades, A New Beginning. This is a series by me. Well, I guess, of course, it's by me. We start a brand new save file on Hell mode, experiencing the game kind of fresh, best that we can. This is episode number 9, so if you want to see the other playlists or you missed some of the videos, check the description for it. Anyway, we just did a run with Achilles. It was absolutely brutal. It was absolutely devastating. I heard if you interact with these, you might get something. We could go do this. We could try to do like 16 heat. Ah, okay. So now it reveals that we need only 8 heat. Okay, that's pretty easy then. Assuming that I get some kind of reward for doing 8 heat, we should probably just do it, right? It's essentially free. There's also the fact that turning on benefits package will actually help us. Anyway, can I do a shield aspect here? Which shield aspect do we do, you might ask? You know, these are all kind of rough. Chaos, Zeus, and Zag, they're kind of rough without maxing out. Chaos especially, I know, feels bad, but I guess you might think that Zag aspect can't be that bad. Right? Can't be? Shouldn't be? There's Zeus, but I don't know how high we're going to get it here, really. We could do Zeus on Zeus, and it'll probably be okay. You could do, I don't know, I think Chaos is really bad. If you don't have it maxed out, it feels like especially bad. I think it might be Zeus on Zeus here. I'm gonna level it as high as we can here too for now. I'm gonna try to make it Zeus on Zeus. Can't really promise though, I guess, right? I'm actually pretty bad with Zeus aspect, to be quite honest. I feel like I am pretty bad with Zeus aspect. Maybe it's whatever, you know? Double check a couple things. Remind myself where we are, what we need, etc. I do record these just one at a time. Well, kind of.
I have this.
One at a time is true. 2 more heat for a benefits package to try to get that list and also accomplish 8 heat to uncover the first statue? I guess I can't turn down anything here besides tight deadline, which would not be super meaningful. Benefits package might be kind of annoying, but I guess it's the best we can do. Let's go. All right. Be good to us here, Zeus. We gotta talk about Hades 2 yet again. I know. I feel like we just talked about it. We just got news for Hades 2. Just hours before this was recorded. Yeah, I think you still just take a common special here. Really.
Not yet.
And then you... Oh, I missed a fish. Oh, no!
More numbskulls.
I hate that the fish spawns, like, so far back in that first chamber. Like that. Now, it might take a while for it to complete this faded list around benefits package, because if I remember correctly, it can actually be kind of hard to force certain benefits to happen, I guess, so to speak. I think I remember some people saying, like, they've never seen the Elysium one for some reason, despite a long time of playing. You might have to turn on double benefits package to realistically get through it there. Anyway, as of today, Supergiant announced via their Discord and through Steam, I guess, that the Hades 2 technical test will begin shortly. That's all we really know. It was scheduled for Q2, and we are in Q2. I will tell you everything that is in the video. I did publish a video on this, so if you already heard it, I apologize. But in case you missed it or whatever, I shall reiterate. D.O., huh? D.O. The only thing I really want from D.O. is probably the call. Don't really care about anything else from him. It's questionable. You don't necessarily want a ton of boons. If I don't get the call, then I'll be pretty disappointed, and I might just end up selling whatever it is. Yeah, strong drink's good too. Strong drink is good because it's not palmable. Just filling in a bunch of like boons that you don't really use or want is not really a good strategy here in Hades 1. Okay, technical test. It is beginning shortly, as far as we know. Soon after, that is relatively shortly after, that is the phrase that they used. Early access will begin. The technical test is only supposed to last between 1 and 4 weeks. They said longer than 1 week, but shorter than a month, interestingly. Guess we're taking premium vintage, huh? Yeah, can't.
Cheers to that.
Can't palm that, at least. We have 12 keys. We can probably get enough gems to get to the next part of the mirror. I'm kind of thinking we might need to just go for dankness now, honestly. Because I think very, very soon we're not going to need more keys. I could use a few more at this moment, but yeah. Do we want to see chaos? Probably not, to be honest. I don't think we do. Where was I? It's going to take the whole run for me to get this out. Yeah, so like 1 to 4 weeks it looks on the technical test, then early access will begin shortly thereafter. I don't like Afro here. Let's skip it, even though I'm kind of broke.
Charon's shop.
I'll even take that, thank you. What else do we need to say? The technical test will be PC only. It is really to just kind of stress test the game. And as far as I understand technical tests, to kind of test how it runs on different machines, all the different possible PCs, right? Like, they can test it on consoles themselves, no problem, but all the different GPUs, CPUs that a possible computer could run, they cannot really realistically take care of without a lot of people to help them. And so they probably want to have a smooth launch so that the game isn't just crashing or running poorly or whatever. The technical test is not really for balancing the game or taking in player feedback about the experience per se. That is mostly saved for the early access. So yeah, the technical test, the purpose is really just to test how it runs. Yo, explosive return is great. It is amazing. It is actually very good here. 50 damage, and it's a very wide AoE. It is how 64 heat gets beaten. I guess we got stuck with Aphrodite after all. Now, the other thing about the technical test, they said that you're only going to have the equivalent of essentially Tartarus available to you. So 1 biome, and I guess 1 boss. I guess they don't necessarily indicate the boss or not. That you'll be able to fight a boss or not. I kind of just partially assumed that. Don't like Afro's Call. I don't like Passion Dash. We still do not have privileged status unlocked, so we can't do that. I guess I do use the attack from time to time, so it's okay.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it's going to be short, but it's also going to be short-lived too, so I guess that's not a big deal, right? And yes, I can create content about it. They said that specifically people are allowed to share footage, screenshots, whatever of the game. It's all open and allowed. I mean, there's not going to be too much there anyway. I don't know. I don't really know how much I can really milk it. The saves are not going to carry over from it either, apparently. Which I found to be a little interesting, honestly. All right, we got some max health out of this, at least. We unlocked, was it the gems that give us money? I forget what I unlocked. Visit the Darkness gives us max health. I thought we got something from the contractor along those lines, though. Now that we have explosive return, I'm kind of just mashing both the attack and the special button as often as possible, so that way we are throwing out the special and catching it as quickly as I can, essentially.
Perfect.
Could it be faster? Maybe it could be faster if I just stopped attacking, because I think you kind of can't. The game won't let you do both at once necessarily. It's so weird because Zag has like very little animation when you just do this. When you throw and catch the shield, like you don't really see him throw the shield. Not very much though, at least. But yeah, of course I'll be there, and I'm super excited. I can't wait. I really can't. It's been a long time coming. Long time coming, and I never thought it was going to happen.
Those tropes are not for you.
I said time and time again. People I would ask, like, do you think Hades will get a sequel? Do you want Hades to get a sequel? Do you know, what about a sequel? Blah, 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 blah. And I said, nah, they're not going to make one. No way. They don't do sequels. They're not going to do it. I was wrong. I was wrong. I lost a bet, actually. I made a bet with the community. And I wound up having to cosplay as beautiful Aphrodite. Luckily, we shoved that footage under the rug. Athena's dash? Yeah, sure. I guess I'll palm the special here. I did get the dash offered. I could start taking stuff to try to fill the fatal list, but it's kind of unrealistic to expect me to fulfill that in the time that we have left here, it looks. I think. I think. I haven't decided where this series ends, by the way.
Hey, you must be one of Meg's sisters.
Oh, we met Persephone. She might be the last person for the Fatalist. I know some of y'all said Chaos was. I think that might have been, yeah, it says prophecy fulfilled. Okay. I was gonna say, like, isn't she chthonic? Okay. So I haven't got, we need more Zeus spoons very badly. In fact, I almost might want to level the Zeus keepsake a bit here, if possible. Ooh. For some reason I thought the special would take care of that, kind of. Ow. Man, she just loves using this move today, huh? Ugh. Yeah, I really thought it. I mean, I guess if you don't know that much, maybe this is a good history lesson for Supergiant games we can discuss to pass the time to some degree or another. Wait, oh, that gives us darkness because I died in the one other shield run we've had so far. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Nothing we can really do about that. We're gonna keep it all, yeah.
I'm short of coin.
I'm tempted, honestly. I'm tempted. You'd have to sell the attack, though.
My keepsakes.
I think we can afford to leave on Zeus's keepsake to try to level it. Because Zeus is definitely a very useful god to have. Is it really worth it, though? Probably not.
Broke out of Tartarus.
Supergiant Games, their first game ever. So, oh gosh, man. So first of all, there's a whole no-clip documentary about the making of Hades. And sort of how it came to be. It started off in early access, and they kind of show that, and they have footage of them doing that. A documentary crew called No Clip followed them around and recorded them in the studio, all the members of the studio, and just like how it came to be. And it's really interesting. So if you like Hades, I honestly think you should check it out. It's really well done. And not to mention the developing of Hades. It came out, so Hades 1 launched in September 2020. So it was sort of like the peak of COVID had hit. And so that really threw a wrench into things. And you get to see like kind of a reminder of what life was like, even though it was only a few years ago. It feels like, you know, a different world already. Anyway, Supergiant Games. I believe they started as just all from kind of different gaming backgrounds. Some of them were developers. Some of them worked for, gosh, who was it? For some reason, Command and Conquer comes to mind, or Red Alert, or either one, I guess. One of those games, like they came from like an RTS development background, or like a bigger developer or publisher. Greg, the guy who writes all the stories for it, was actually a game reviewer over on GameSpot, believe it or not, back in the day. From way back when. And gosh, that's actually how I kind of came to know about the studio Supergiant Games. I had a friend who followed Greg on GameSpot, liked his reviews, I guess, and he heard he was helping make a game called Bastion. And this is when indies were still really new, because Bastion's like almost 15 years old, I think.
In the name of Hades.
Like big, kind of like well done indie games felt kind of new. Like you didn't really see, like you could find like these small production games, but they were usually like Flash games or something. You know what I mean? Like browser games. You couldn't really get like high quality stuff. It felt. After Party. I guess just so it's not palmable. I think you can palm Positive Outlook.
I'll take what's mine.
Anyway, my friend Ryan told me you gotta see this game Bastion. It's really cool. I played it for like 10 minutes at his house. I was like, whoa. I didn't know like a $15-ish game could look and sound this good, you know? Like it has the same typical stuff. If you haven't played Bastion, it's absolutely amazing. And you can see a lot of the systems and influence that they had between Bastion and Hades, because they're fairly similar games at the end of the day. Kind of tempted by the gems, but let's not.
All aboard.
Great game. Highly recommend it. It's a quick playthrough. You know, you can get it for dirt cheap very easily. No Dio anymore. Still didn't get the call, but...
Thank you, mate.
Why, hello, Coke. You're the boss.
But yeah, from that moment on, I was kind of hooked. I went home and I bought it right away, played it all the way through it. Followed for them for their next title, Transistor, which is absolutely amazing. It's probably my favorite one. Bought that on launch day. Played through it like twice in a row within 48 hours. It's just so good. Highly recommend it. Played Pyre. Didn't love it as much, but still a great game. And then, of course, Hades came along. But yeah, they never made a sequel. Bastion was sort of their hit, like their first game, and it seemed to do quite well. The reputation was strong, and it kind of set them off as a studio. But didn't necessarily seem like they hit big heights with games like Transistor and Pyre following that, especially Pyre. I've always wondered if, you know, Hades was sort of the Hail Mary, like, this is it or we're done kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit too dramatic about it. You know what I mean? And maybe, you know, they had plenty of wind in the sails, so to speak.
Oh, good.
But you can see the emotion come through in the No-Clip documentary where, you know, they get teary-eyed just talking about the success of Hades 1, like right after the launch, and how everyone loves it, and how they're going to be able to keep making games, and they're just super happy about that. So it's a really touching moment, honestly. But yeah, so they never made a sequel, even though it would be very easy. In fact, it would probably behoove them to make a sequel at some point to a game like Bastion, namely. Which was successful, that people liked, and was probably guaranteed to sell decently well, right? But they decided not to. They decided they wanted to make something different. They wanted to make something new. Very different. All their games are quite different in their own right. You know, you expect a studio to kind of stick to one particular formula, I guess you could say, but like, especially when you look at their first three games, Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre, they all feel very different in terms of the gameplay mechanics. Now, you'll see the signature art style in voice acting, no doubt. I guess Sweet Surrender. You're going to recognize that right away, but they all play very, very different. And then Hades was, in its own way, a departure from everything else, just in the sense that it's a roguelike, but they're also trying to tell a very meaningful story.
Here they come.
A powerful story. You know, like, that's not easy to do in a game where you're designed to kind of lose over and over. There is this maze of dialogue in this game, right? How do they accommodate all the different possible experiences a player could have if they choose to talk to an NPC, if they miss an NPC, if they don't talk to an NPC, you know what I mean? Like, how do they really work around all that? I probably should have gone to the shop in case, just to increase the odds of seeing Zeus, honestly, there. But yeah, making a roguelike was definitely a tall order when their reputation was more based around telling a story in their games.
Fish.
A flame eater. Is that a good one? I don't remember. I think it's an okay one. I guess we're taking side hustle because the other two don't really do anything. 10% attack speed is like so little. You don't feel it, unfortunately. This one's going pretty smooth. We can just keep talking it up. Keep up the banter, you know. Have a good time.
Mess with me if I were you.
But yeah, also, after Hades 1 came out, they said people, you know, they answered in like their FAQs and stuff that they had no plans to create additional content for Hades 1 or to make a sequel for Hades 1. Well, to be honest, off the top of my noodle, I don't know what they said about making a sequel. I don't know if they answered questions in regards to a sequel. They answered questions in regards to additional content for the first game, and they said that they basically had no plans on it. And as the years went by, it became clear that that was not going to happen either way. I personally was a little more aloof about that. Like, maybe they would eventually make a DLC, a free update, an expansion. I don't know, who knows what, right? You know, maybe they do something for us. And I had no guess that it was going to be a flat out sequel, right? I could not have guessed that, that's for sure. Woo! Tear it up, baby. Tear it up. Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, this has gone pretty smoothly so far. I'm glad we did Zeus Shield at the end of the day. It's interesting. I'm seeing that, I'm looking at that DPS meter, right? The special damage, like the white special damage, is doing almost as much as the actual Zeus damage there. The Thunder Flourish damage. I'm kind of surprised. It makes me wonder, since we don't have something like damage control on, we probably would have been, it might have been better to have a god like Aphrodite on the special, perhaps. I don't know. Multiple hits is very, very strong in the game, though, so it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, the base damage must be pretty high. The thing is, like, when you look at the aspect, it doesn't list the base damage as being very high. Maybe it was partially just for that boss fight. Let me take a look around. I don't really want to pay for a Chaos Gate. I'm definitely not paying that much for a Trove. I always felt like this item cost way too much. We do have side hustle, so I'm willing to spend. I guess we're going back to leveling Charon's Keepsake, even though I don't want to buy anything here. I mean, you could. Yeah, I guess with, I'm gonna take the Trove. Hopefully we'll get Gems or Darkness out of it. I just figure we have side hustle, so we're gonna have a good amount of cash. Where was I going with all these stories, I wonder?
Another day or night in paradise.
Yeah, I just kind of parroted what Supergiant said, which is that, you know, they had no plans to continue to create content for Hades 1. And as far as we knew, there was no evidence that they would create a sequel for the game. You know, you don't know what the next project is. Could be anything. They don't have a history of making sequels to their game, so who knows? Who knows, you know? And it just so happened. Just so happened. Money. What do you got? So we got 50 darkness for 50 obols. I think I'm okay with that. I'm trying to hug the wall to try to make sure the enemies spawn as close as possible here, basically. Oh god, these enemies though right now, right? We didn't actually get 50. 40? 42 it looks, huh?
That's quite enough.
Is that worth it? It's kind of expensive still, honestly. We don't really need the health. 145 is pretty good, I think, for us. Whoa, buddy. But yeah, a lot of this is going to be new territory. For me, as a content creator. I started off making things for Hades. I uploaded old speed runs of the game for, gosh, a long time before I uploaded anything but a speed run about it. And it just so happened that the game took off. I didn't really expect that to happen necessarily, to be honest. And people enjoyed like videos of just kind of goofing around in the game and experimenting with different things, etc., right?
Power of the gods.
Sure, I think, well, yeah, I think I do that over the attack. Oh, more Zeus spoons are just so worthwhile. I'll do anything for them. Come on, Jolted.
The gods want me to
Both of these are pretty bad. Give me Afro first. I hate Afro's trial. I might fill the cast in, honestly, just to increase the odds of Zeus being okay. I might have considered the call. That'd be pretty bad. These other wounds are terrible anyway. I definitely don't like Crush Shot. It's not good. Makes it harder to lodge, right?
hate to do this, Uncle. He can't stay mad forever.
Yeah, we don't know how they're going to choose who gets in on the technical test. If you don't know, just go to the Steam page to request access. There's just a simple button there. That's all you got to do. And you're going to be in the, I don't know, running for the technical test. That's all there is to it. Go ahead. Go ahead. For all I know, I'm not going to get it. I mean, that'd be a shame. That would be a shame. There was a separate thing for content creators to sign up for, but I mean, I guess I can't guarantee it, right? Whoa. If I'm not in, I'm not in, I suppose. I don't really blame them if something like that happened. It's not their fault. You know, they got a lot of people to take care of. They got a lot more people on their mind than old big ball Haelian, you know? Double strike. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Jolted is a little bit better, I think, but I am pleased with.
Anything I need.
We got plenty of money.
I'll take it.
I guess I'm even going to take the Cyclops Turkey, which is probably not going to do a whole lot for us. God, Dio just will not leave us alone today. I'm like, D, you know?
You come from.
Agreed on, but
Where you come from?
I will not.
Woo! I love the button sequence for this. When I can get it down. When you don't have explosive return, you probably want to play it a bit differently. It's kind of hard to describe though, but to try to catch it, it's kind of intensive though. To try to, you know, throw the shield and catch it, and then also work in attacks here and there. Okay, buddy. Thunder Flourish hasn't really gone up that much even after Double Strike, interestingly. That's not a separate line, right? No, it hasn't. You'd expect it to go up quite a bit.
I got him.
Dash Strike weirdly kind of got up there.
Dionysus. In the name
Wonder what
of
the diff
Hades.
is. Strong Drink, 4%, guaranteed to hit at least twice. Most likely just once. The call is quite good. I like the call here. It's got to be better. It's epic too, right? It's epic. Can't go wrong. What else can I say about Hades? So yes, of course, I'm going to be showing as much as I can. I don't know how much of the technical test I'll be showing, in the sense that if it's only one biome, you know, we're looking at like, we're going to take in as much info as we can, but we're probably only looking at like 10-minute runs, right? Roughly, if I were to guess. But there's still going to be a lot to experiment with. But it's going to be tough for us to really sink the teeth into it. Because a lot of these things come together in these games. A lot of the build stuff comes together, you know, by having a longer run. You know, like, when you finish one biome, what do you got? Like 3 or 4 boons, if maybe, you know, and a hammer. So it's going to be tough to kind of experiment with a lot of different things there. We'd like to palm Double Strike, but Jolted would be nice too. So I guess we'll take this first.
What I need.
There's some duos here that would be nice. Yeah, we'll take Jolted. Building Strength is okay.
Alright, Zeus.
Okay, and I guess we're gonna, I think we palm Jolted. Palming this is okay, but Jolted is just such a strong boon. Okay, no fish, huh? No, I guess not. Well, then I guess we're just gonna have to go to the next chamber.
Wow, thank you, Carol.
Sorry.
I didn't realize that you got to fight Charon quite early, really. I gotta say. I'm a little nervous here, actually. Charon's kind of a simple fight, but he hits so hard. Right?
That was not an... Oh, it's because you're going to kill me.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, I really thought I was gonna get hit there. Trying to wait. We don't have Meg or anything like that. Woo! Gonna have to focus in on this, probably. Try to dash behind him, but he has such a long range, right? Ah. His little waves bounce back from time to time, right? I kind of don't totally understand those. Woo! All right, and we're done. Boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Wait, did I win?
Eat it. Let's see. Where's Jolted on there? For one boon, it's pretty good, right?
No way,
You see it
membership
popping
card
up there
for me.
just below the dash strike damage. But wow, look at the hangover damage. I told you it was good. I told you it was good. How could you doubt me? Hey, I might actually have to charge my bull rush here. Bow, do, dong, ding, 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 dong, dong. That is pretty much the history of Supergiant, as far as I understand it. Now, we actually had quite a few interactions with many members of the studio from Supergiant. Most of my interactions come from the studio director, Amir. Been very kind, very interactive with myself and the community, the speedrun community in particular, too. Many of the voice actors have joined us and are big parts of the community, too. I'm not going to sit here and start naming names outside of it because there's too many, and I'm going to forget one, and I'm going to feel bad later on. Buy it all, baby.
Doing business.
I guess Blinding Flash.
The shield of light.
Do I need to talk to Charon at all anymore?
Charon, you're not angry with.
I guess I'm just kind of curious. Like, I did talk to Charon, right? But yeah, they're very open, I would say. The people we spoke to, like, they actually talk quite a bit. They're willing to discuss quite a bit about the game and like their thought process and stuff like that. They're definitely not like hands off, so to speak, is what I say. So I wouldn't be surprised, even though like the audience is definitely a lot bigger going into Hades 2, that they're gonna have the same approach, you know? And the studio hasn't really grown as far as I understand it. They got a few more people, I believe. But I don't think it's like been a big shift between Hades 1 and 2. And personally, I wouldn't really want it any other way. I just want them to keep making games the same way that they have been for, you know, what is practically decades now. I'll take the same game basically over and over again with a new Supergiant paint job, please. Hangover damage number 2, jolted number 3. Really? Wow. The hangover makes sense that it got so high just because we had 2 very high health enemies, right? When it's 1, it's going to go down quite a bit. I mean, we really don't need the tooth, I think we can say. So do I want to throw something on that to just level here a little? There's like the coin purse. Probably not going to use it super often though, admittedly. The tooth is maxed out. You could go back to leveling Poseidon's. Leave Charon's on. That's fine. Why don't we just leave Charon's on? Why don't we leave it on? Why don't we just sell Crush Shot now, honestly, too? Not that I need the money, but I mean, it opens up a slot the game might offer to fill it again, which typically means we lost out on a boon opportunity, but there's not a whole lot else we need. This is a great difference between the previous run and this one. Can we agree? There is quite a juxtaposition, as they say, between these two. All right, more Zeus. We could get the legendary.
Lots on offer here.
We did not get the legendary. I'm not a believer in high voltage, to be honest. I just don't think it does anything. The larger area, I don't think it does anything. I think it just take Heaven's Venge. Annoying, I know. Yeah, we'll take more Zeus.
Should check this way.
Show us a legendary. There's also the duo boon, Smoldering Air, that would actually be quite nice here for our call boon. Let us cast it a lot more often.
Not yet.
Quite good. Quite good. Man, this call charge is crazy fast right now, too. Codex updated. I wonder why. Did I encounter a new enemy? I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Can the enemies in Styx have anything from benefits package? I don't recall them ever having stuff from benefits package, but they must, right? I usually only fight the mini bosses, so I probably just don't notice. Like none of these enemies so far. Now I'm really thinking about it.
The most gigantic vermin I've ever seen.
Just kind of gonna let the poison hit a little bit. No big deal. Let it kind of like click on for a moment. As long as I know where the well is no prob. Can take a couple damage, right? No need to gift Zeus any further. Damn, no legendary still. Well, billowing strength is decent. No duo either. I tried. Oh, how I tried. A good amount of dough here.
Should come in useful.
Ooh, a nice double strike level. The attack is still kind of tempting, but I can't imagine that turning down double strike would be correct here at all. Can't wait for the meta here. We got a lot of darkness. There's something so satisfying about filling in like the mirror and stuff now. What if they said that they weren't going to have meta progression in Hades 2? Gasp. I really don't think they would do that. They could. I really don't think they would. Why mess with a formula here like that, I wonder. I think billowing strength has to be the best choice there. Have a little bit of money. You got a fish. Fish, 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 fish. Fish, 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 fish. Fishy, wishy, wishy, washy.
Come on out.
The stowall. Lovely. I really don't need a hammer.
Not angry with me, are you, Charon mate?
Don't see the point, really. Well, billowing strength is basically the same thing. My god. Still didn't get a dual boon offered. I guess we're taking... We have 2 vengeance boons here. We have quite a few boons. Everything seemed to come together here pretty quickly, pretty easily. Sword of the Power of Zeus. Sword of the Power of Zeus. I'll probably maintain that. I think Zeus... Like, if you force me to pick one, Zeus is probably the strongest single god. Just because if you have a run where you only get Zeus boons, you're going to have a good time. Poseidon's pretty close up there. Again, only... Under the premise that you only get their boons, but Zeus knocks it out of the park very easily.
You didn't drag her down to hell.
Just being able to apply Jolted on a regular basis, whether it's from the dash, the attack, the special, whatever, is just insanely strong, really. Not to mention, like, the actual effect of the rest of the boons. Hey, buddy.
On my authority as Lord of Death,
How dare you?
and defend your king.
How dare you? When Hades does the darkness, he purges effects like Hangover there, frustratingly. Whew, I don't know how that didn't hit me. Dude. Oh, okay, you got me finally. I'm focused, I'm ready.
Come on, get up.
Athena's dash, carry us, please.
Let's see you deal with this. Prepare. This is for your own good.
Woo! Hey, whoa. Whew, there it is. Easiest run so far.
Blast.
I mean,
You of all my
it's pretty good. I don't know. You kind of can't beat Cluster Rockets, but I mean, it's definitely, it's pretty close. And honestly, like, we got a lot of good stuff, I think, there, but it wasn't necessarily out of line when you just start up a Zeus build, I kind of feel. There we go, and we got the Skelly statue, so we got a lot to uncover. Man, I don't know. I sweat every time, though. I gotta admit it. I gotta admit, we sweat every time. But yeah, that was a very easy going run. Very relaxed. Very pleased with it. Kind of curious about the deeps meter here. Let's see how we did. We didn't get hit that often, so Heaven's Vengeance was pretty bad. The dash strike wound up being very, very small compared to so many of the other effects, right? Between the deflect and the actual dash itself, that actually did almost as much as the attack. Interestingly, huh? Fascinating. Yeah, again, Jolted as a single boon. It is level 2, I guess. Like, did an enormous amount of damage. It's crazy, really. It's crazy. It's wild. But yeah, I'm actually surprised by the call damage being that high. No palms on it. It is epic, but still, I didn't think it would be that high. I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, that's very good. All right. Let's go see Mommy. See how we do. I can't wait to experience the story for Hades 2. Oh my god, I can't wait. There is a large part of me that's like, I'm going to have to experience it on stream because I definitely want to share the experience with the community and the friends and everything. But it's probably going to be an emotional time for me, honestly. It's gonna be hard too, you know? It's going to be hard to kind of focus on it all.
Zagreus.
But I'm not going to let anyone ruin it for me. I'm going to take my time very slowly and just have a good time and try to soak it all in as much as possible. Fish. Oh! I was a little late.
That's one more bass.
I didn't think
Look at that.
it would happen so fast.
It's wonderful to see you, but I need to ask something of you. That you not visit me again here in this place. Both for your safety and for mine.
Okay, I got a short tangent. When I was like a teenager, like literally I was only like 16, I had a kind of a girlfriend in high school, and then she dumped me like 2 weeks in or something like that. And then she asked me to meet somewhere at one point. I'm like, okay, like after the fact, I'm talking. And like we hadn't spoken in this time. But then like when we met up, she's like, I need you to not talk to me ever again. I'm just like, oh. I thought that was kind of already the case, but okay.
Wait, what?
Random.
Because of what would happen if the Olympians found out? So after everything, you're taking Father's side in all of this?
I am. Your father is no fool when it comes to matters such as this. Besides, all that has happened, it's my fault. I was selfish. And now both sides of our family threaten to be torn apart.
Your fault? So let's say you never left Olympus. Then it'd be just like you thought until quite recently, I think. That I'd never existed. Besides, they haven't found out any of this. What makes you so sure they will all of a sudden?
Nyx may be veiling you from them as she veiled me when I fled here myself. But even her own powers aren't infallible. Each time you visit me, you are incurring risk. One small slip, and they shall find me. Discover your deception. Go home, Zagreus.
Discover your deception.
Please.
Go home with me, Mother. You came here under false pretenses. I haven't fought all this way over and over again only to turn back now. I need you in my life. How can you just turn me away like this?
Oh, Zagreus. I cannot return. After all that happened between Hades and me, and everyone, I just cannot fathom the idea. Besides, the risks we're taking would be even greater if Olympus were to find me there with him. And you.
Then, you're just going to stay here, alone in the middle of nowhere, in this little garden, forever, after we part ways, just like that.
My son, I know you've made hard choices and sacrifices to be here with me. And I'm forever grateful to have finally met you. This is my home now, yes. While your home is below. Please, if not for your sake, then for mine, do not return. I love you, Zagreus. Goodbye.
Okay. Roll credits.
Mother, I...
Uninstall game.
Goodbye.
Bit dramatic. Well, I don't know. I guess the whole sequence is dramatic, right? I bet everything about it is just that this is drama, right?
So you can tell me.
Okay, let's get some dialogue out of the way here. Make sure there isn't anything like we need to hear. We haven't really talked to do so much.
The House of
Yeah.
Darn natural.
Let's see. Oh, right. I forgot that they call it natural
I
causes
told you.
when you're in Greece or whatever.
Let me go.
Zagreus.
We got 12 keys and only 50 gems. I gained nothing? Wait. Oh, no. I wanted 20 keys. Maybe the fish will save us. Or maybe the fated profo, you know. Ooh, 5 keys from that? Yo, damn. Yeah, wait, 150 gems? How many?
Steel you've got.
Excuse me? We could exchange Titan Blood for diamonds, but that sounds terrible.
I could use that.
Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that yet. We need to check everything. We completed something. There we go. 29 keys to our name. Yep. Persephone was the last one we actually ended up needing. Oh, apparently we got 10 Titan's Blood for winning with every single weapon now, too. Lovely. Astounding. Astonishing. Let's uncover the first stat. I assume we get something out of this.
Huzzah!
What in blazes?
What in blazes?
I just knew you had it in you, pal. Enjoying your new prize. Pack the punishment, smack the punishment.
Schmacked of punishment.
Look, boyo. So the strangest thing happened while you were out, boyo.
Skelly leaving the bath. Statue erected.
That's just
I guess for those that may not be aware, Skelly and Zagreus, same voice actor, Darren Korb, also did all the music for the game. We got something here. We got 5 dimes out of that. Okay. I don't know if we're going to rush to 16 quite yet. Well, it's going to depend on what aspect we're doing next. I might do it for an aspect we're more confident in. Here we go. Now, privilege status. Oh, the second level cost a lot more than I thought. I knew that the first one was pretty cheap, so I assumed that the second one was cheap too. Still, 20% is pretty good. I do have to just remember to play around it, though, honestly. Now, this is probably not really worth pouring the darkness into until we complete these 3, basically, I'm going to say. So Olympian Favor is going to remain as is for a bit, I'm afraid. So the next weapon should be the bow, right? Yeah, because we just did spear, we did shield. Yeah, bow is next. You may place your votes as to which aspect. I'm sorry, I probably didn't take your votes for the shield here just because I ended up recording before I could actually see your comments here. But we basically, I mean, I'm willing to do Zag aspect if that's what you want to vote. Aspect of Zag, Chiron, or Hera. Something tells me I know what y'all are going to want me to play with, though. Something tells me I know. We still got some gems. We still got some keys. I definitely don't want to convert more keys for a while. I know I need 30 here, but where you need so much darkness for that stuff that I'm kind of not in a big rush. I don't know, maybe I should be. We can definitely spend some gems over here, though, in the meantime.
That sounds handy there.
What do we got? Again, I'm not sure this actually works if you don't have that part of the mirror unlocked. Not to mention, Fated Authority is not amazing in general, I think, to gain. Don't need the Codex. The better troves I'm kind of questionable about. Oh, there's one here. Yeah, awards gems after vanquishing underworld bosses. I think that's going to be worthwhile.
Sign me up, contractor.
That's going to generate more gems. Although, what do you do with gems when you don't need keys? I don't know. You do still have quite a few gems here. You can turn gems into keys, and then you can turn keys into nectar. Ugh, turn nectar into diamonds. I would totally do that if I could here, probably. Yeah, I guess, I have 9 ambrosia, and you don't need that for a long-ass time, so it's probably a decent time.
Here you go. Could use that Titan blood.
I mean, I don't think there's any way I'm going to need it. So it looks like the next aspect is going to be pretty damn good. I guess I'm going to do this.
This one, contractor.
I actually don't think it's that meaningful, though. Can I do... No, I can't do that. Oh, wow. The troves go even further? Gosh, those are expensive, huh? And I never use the troves in my normal save. Like, never. Never, ever. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fun episode. It was a nice run. Had a good time. We still haven't had the flashback, by the way. We are actually approaching the credits relatively soon. I think we just got a few more runs ahead of us, right? Should be like episode 12-ish. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, hope you had a good time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. And I'll see you in the next video.